Okay, I already had a video of how to digitally use kits that you buy off Etsy from a lot of the different places. Keys of the Kingdom, Beautiful Good News, Confetti Creativo, and some of the others. If you have a bunch of those JPEGs, you can use them in your planner. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to show you how to do that, and then I'm also going to show you how to use just like a regular picture or something like that, like what Tara used in her planner today. And I'm going to show you in the new planner so that you can see how that's going to look. And I use it currently in the one that I'm using, the PDFs from this year's planner. But I'll show you in the new planner because that's what everybody's like prepping and stuff, getting ready for January. So in order to do that, I have to go into my files, and mine is down here. It's this little notebook at the very bottom. And then this is the kit I actually used yesterday. I'm not going to use this one again because I just made it. So let me see. We're just gonna pick this one. This one happens to be from Beautiful Good News. And so in order to make a PDF into something that you can use for your digital files, you have to take a screenshot. If you don't know how to do that on an iPad, you're going to push the home screen and the power button at the same exact time. So then it's going to create a screenshot for you. You're going to pull it up, and then you're going to adjust it so that you have nothing except for the actual picture on here. Okay, and then at the top left, you're going to hit done and save to photos. Okay, once you have that done, you go back out to your home screen, and you're going to touch, okay, so second row, I have my good notes. Next run over is Magic Eraser. You're going to touch the Magic Eraser. Now, this is just an app, and it does cost you to use it. But this is the only way I've found to make these the way that you can use them in order to do this. So you're going to open it up. So I'm going to hit cancel again. So you're going to open it up to the screen. You're going to touch photo, and you're going to touch the screenshot you just made. And then you're going to hit done, because this is all you need to do on this first screen. And so now you're going to go down to the bottom left and hit the little, it's a wand. So you're going to touch it, and it's going to say Magic Wand. And then you're going to touch the square button twice until you get to this screen, or this checkered. You touch your picture and then touch the square again. And then it's going to pull up this. So then what you have to do literally is you have to pull this open, and see all these little white spots in here? Now those will show up white, and if you don't want to show them white, you just touch the white spot with your pencil, and it's going to clear all of that out of there. So when you use it, and if you want to use it over a color, the actual color is going to come through instead of this white. You're not going to see this white. It's not going to cover up the actual picture. I think I'm going to, it just depends on how, no, I think I'm going to leave those white. So if you make a mistake, don't worry about it. This up at the top right, there's this back button, and it will put it back to the way you had it. So if you accidentally touch like the, I lost my O, so just push the back button and it's right there. So and go through here, and we're just going to touch anything we don't want white and anything that we want clear for see-through. Now if you have a chance to, I'm in here, buy a PNG file. So if it gives you the option to download a JPEG or a PNG file, download the PNG file, because this right here, what you're seeing on the screen, is what a PNG file looks like. It's already made so that the background is clear, and like you can use it immediately in your pictures, and you don't have to do this step. You can actually skip this step, save it directly into your photos, and then you're going to push this. Oops, let's go back. Sorry. You're going to push top right, you're going to push the square with the arrow going out of it. You're going to push that, and then you're going to come underneath the one that you just made and hit save. And then I always save it to high resolution just because it saves it better. And then I'm going to hit top done, top left, and it's going to come, and I'm going to get out of this one. Okay. So once I've done that, I don't need my face. I'm going to come back to my home screen, and then you're going to touch my good notes. This was yesterday's picture. So I have my new planner right here. So I've just kind of been scheduling like birthdays and my Awana schedule in here. So let's go back to January. Actually, let's just go back to the vision board, and then I'll just show you off the vision board. Okay, now you can, I don't know, you can blow these up, you can make them as big as you want so you can see what you're doing. So we're gonna hit, it's already lit up, but this little square with the landscape on it, you're gonna touch it and it's gonna pull everything up. So now you're gonna see two of the same picture. This is where it can get confusing. You're gonna need the newest one because the first one will be the white one. See, and I'll show you the difference between so this is what the clear background looks like when you pull it up. Okay, I'm gonna X that out. So if I pull up this one, you can see this. So let's hit this, and so this is, see it, what I did is I hit this top arrow and hit crop. So this means I want to take a picture out of here. See, it shows up white as your background. Okay, if I X that out and get the new one, this one, and do the same thing for cropping, now you see that it's clear. So now your background is going to be clear, and then you don't have to worry about like when you, I'll show you the difference. Okay, it's just so you kind of know what I'm doing. So I'm just going to grab one of these. So you're just gonna, and I'm gonna show you how to fix this. So some of these are super close together. So what I do sometimes is I'll just like generalize which one I want. So, and then I'll hit done. And now you see I have all this stuff that doesn't belong. So then you just hit the top button and then crop again. And then this gives you the chance to go around it when it's a little bit bigger. Okay, so then we have this, and this bottom arrow will actually let you expand it and make it bigger. It helps you to tip it if you want. But you can also, this side arrow makes it wider, the top arrow makes it taller, so you can really adjust this however you want it to go. And when you're digitally picturing pictures down, layers are the main thing. So if I went through here and I said, oh hey, I wanted to washi tape off the bottom, and I wanted to put that across, because it's a little strip of washi tape, okay, and I wanted this across the bottom before I put that plant down. Here's where it becomes very critical to do them in layers. So now see, I'm going to stretch this so that it's across the bottom. Now when I push this here, see how it's on top of the washi tape is on top of my thing. I'm going to actually make this skinnier, but okay. In order to fix that, it's super easy. You do not have to go through and recut this out. You hit this button until you just hold it and it creates a new one for you, okay? Then you're going to go back to the original one and exit out, because now we're in layers. So now this one was created after you did your washi tape. So now it's going to sit right on top of the washi tape. So layers are super important. So if you're doing flowers and stems and the baby's breath or whatever underneath it, you're gonna want those created first and then the flowers. Then you can adjust. So say oh no, I don't want it there, I want it here. I can adjust and it'll go right back behind it. So it doesn't matter where you move it to after you put it on, it still will stay in the same layer you created it in. So now if I go up here and create something else, say we do one of these other little pots, it's going to be on the next layer. So it will actually go on top of this one and stay there. it will not, like, even if you adjust this, it will still go back behind it. So it's layers, layers, layers are important. So you have to do them in the order that you want them to show. And I'm gonna go back over here to yesterday's picture just to show you. So up at the top, I did all of these trees. And I can touch each tree individually and it'll come forward, but as soon as I get off of it, it goes right back behind. And see, this one is on top of that one. That's because I actually started with this one and then I just created new ones and then I just adjusted the size and then created them that way. But layers, layers, layers are important. Now I'm going to show you how to use, and let me show you how the white one looks if you crop it and don't make it. So let's go back to this one. Oops. If you make a mistake on where you want it, just touch the picture again and it goes away and you can redo it. Okay. So then when you try to do this, even when we get in here, okay, there's all this white around here. I know you can't see here, but if we go back up to crop, see all this white? So if I were to use this, see how it creates this white around it, it actually blocks out the washi tape, not like, so it's gonna stay that way. So this will actually block out whatever the white is what will show. And if I move this over here, because this other one was, see, it creates this white layer. And then you have to kind of, and a lot of times it'll cover things up that you don't want, and if you use it over wording, it's really gonna make a difference. So see, like this, you're cutting out, the white is cutting out those words, where this one just can seamlessly does it. So there's a big difference in using the white and the clear. Like I said, if you can get a PNG file that's already made clear for you, I have a few of those. A lot of times I just forget I have PNGs and I just create screenshots and do my magic eraser anyway. That's just because that's so repetitive for me right now. I've already, it's like my process. So anyway, so if you wanted to actually use a picture, and I'm gonna go back here because I do have pictures. These are all my files. These are my screenshots. These are a lot of my things. You can use digital paper as background, which I do a lot. And since these are layered, it's actually going to cover that up. But you can use digital paper as backgrounds. And if I scroll fast, do you see the black ones? Those ones all mean that I've made them clear in the background. Let's see if I can find a picture. I know I have one in here. It might just be a ways back. It's going to be, I think, with the picture of my husband and I that you see on my screen. And yes, I have lots of pictures. Oh, there's my daughter. I'll use her. Okay, so you're just going to go in and do like you would one of these other ones, but you don't necessarily have to crop it. You're just going to adjust the size and you're going to put it in here. I would not recommend making these clear in Magic Eraser because you're going to lose a lot of what you want. So if you have just a regular picture that you download that you want to use, I would just suggest that you, sorry, I'm going to just scroll through here super fast. I just suggest that you download it to your photos, and then as you pull up the landscape, then it's going to give it to you in the photos. So here's a bunch of different photos from the dance that my husband and I did with our church. So here's the goofy picture. And then you're just going to adjust it. You can adjust this. If you don't want as much background, you can adjust it in here. At the bottom of this screen, there's rectangle and freehand. Freehand is what I've been using so that you can like circle around what you want. If you do rectangle, it's going to pull these up. So then you just adjust the picture and make this smaller, and you can get some of that extra stuff out of there. And then you're going to hit done, and it's going to make it smaller. So you can adjust your pictures if you don't want all of the stuff in it. And then you can use them however you want. Okay, let's get these out of here. And then, so that's just that. And then let's see what else. but there's so many options. Like, I'm just going back to this one. This is the PDF form of the digital planner right now. This is the one that you print if you want to do it at home. I chose to just upload it into my GoodNotes, and I use it as my digital planner. And so there's so many different ways to decorate and do things. And see, these are all about layers. If you go in here, they're different layers. Those are up there. I have, like, we're doing an extraordinary women's study. So these are all just different layers in here that I'm using for this. And then these are all just by themselves. So, and then the words. And then I do have these are all my files, sorry. Okay, so this is the picture I just did, and these are all, this is a kit from Confetti Creativo, and this is pretty much, it was a live that she did, and this is very similar to her live. So the bottom layer for me was these. This is just as art starts from Alley Scraps, and I use them as my background. And then this is what I was talking about layers. So these are all on the bottom layer, and I can move these and it will put it anywhere, and it moves it right back behind where it was. So, and then I'm just gonna go back because I want it back where I had it. And then these, oops, the leaves are the exact same way. So if I move this leaf clear over here, it's going to show you what my layers are. So obviously it was made before I did the paintbrush too. I'll go back to where it was. Okay, so it's all about layers. And then like these flowers, if I can get them, if I move this flower over here, it's still going to go back behind the other layers that I created. So it's all about layers. So you're going to want to copy or crop in the layers that you want them. So the first layer for me was this background, the blue background. And then I did the leaves and the stems here. And then I did the flowers. And I cheated because I only did one flower, and then I copied it the way that I showed you how, where you just hold this down and create a new one. I'm going to get rid of that one, and I'm going to go back because I wanted to go back where I had it. Okay, and then I just created a bunch of them. I did the same with the black, but you remember, if you want it in a specific layer, you may have to delete one of the flowers and create a new one, or whatever. And then for this highlight portion down here, I'm just going to go to a new page and show you. When I boxed in right here, down here, the verse that I was using, this is super easy. So if you go up here to this square, circle, triangle right here in the center, it's actually going to create what you draw, and it's going to make it look good. So you're going to box what you want, and it's going to do it. So if you try to just freehand a triangle, it's going to give you that. It's going to give you a circle. It's going to give you a square. And if you don't close it, it's not going to close. So it's just going to make your shapes look fairly good. Okay, I don't always like the way it comes out, so I have to end up deleting it. This little button right next to the squares, the little circle, it is for, let's see, I'll write something. So if I have something written and I want it moved, this little thing, you circle it and it moves it just around this page. You can't turn the page, so like if I try to turn it, it's not going to let me. But if I go back to here and do the same thing, it's going to let me move. So it only lets you do it per screen. It's not going to let you move it around the screens. And this button, the circle with the star in it, is Post-it notes. Now you guys have seen me use these. You might not know that. But if I go back to my planner, and let's get in here where you can see them. So I'm just going to zoom in. So see the yellow behind my writing? Those are all little, they're these right here. If you go in here, there's on the left, you have all these colored ones. And I use them to cut up the word, or cover up the words, so you can actually touch on them and they come up. And you can adjust the size if you need to. And I use them to cover up the words that are on the purple planner so I can write my words without having to figure out what they are. And that's where the prayer section is. This is the note post-it. This is the, I think it's a physical one. So I do that all the time when I have really long ones. So that this one has a pink one. You can just barely see it underneath there, and I did not put it there. This one has blue ones. They have different colors. Usually what I'll do is I'll hit it, and whatever the last one is, the furthest one to the right is, that's the one I use. So this video ended up being way longer than I thought it was going to do. But if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I can either do a quick video for it, or I can just try to explain it and write you back an answer. God bless you guys. Have a great day.